This is what we came for, okay? I've been drooling over this dinnerware set for a year now. This is it. Welcome to Williams-Sonoma, one of our favorite stores. Can you guess why? Well, because they make the most beautiful dinnerware, high quality, and with a beautiful aesthetic. Come along and see what they have in stock. Oh, they do have some of the skulls out, which is great. So we're getting a little Halloween-y. Okay, so this is the Dia de las Muertes, I think, if I'm going to check that, but Day of the Dead theme. I was always wondering how come I don't see that much decor in this theme, because it's so colorful and I think it can be so beautiful styled. One day I promise I will definitely do a Halloween theme for this Day of the Dead, but I think what I'm gonna need are a lot more resources and a lot more time to prepare it, because just overall the availability of decor in this theme is limited. So I'm kind of glad to see that Williams-Sonoma is bringing that out a little bit. So let's take a look. We have our gorgeous dinner plates, a little dusty, but look at all of the detail here. A very beautiful light blue and cobalt blues and reds and oranges and yellows. It's just a rainbow of colors. And a spoon rest. So if you want to make your kitchen a little bit more in theme. Little side plates or snack appetizer plates. So let's say you're having a cocktail party, or also you're on a budget and you don't want to buy like a whole dinner set. One of the best ways to add a little bit of festive Halloween fun is just to buy the smaller plates and serve little appetizers and do like a cocktail party. It's a lot more budget friendly. And you can even set up a little bar cart. So maybe buy just the decanter to set the mood and then use your basic glassware that you already have at home. You don't have to invest in every piece. Of course, if you have money to splurge, invest in every piece. Start a collection. Yeah, you can always, they bring them back every year. That's not always the case, but generally 2 or 3 years they might bring it back, so you can add pieces along, so it doesn't hurt the bank as much. And we have the plates right here, actually really nicely displayed, including a large platter if you are into serving the larger meals. It's really cool. They did well with this. It's really fun. Look at this. That could be your seasonal mug. I don't know what your style is, but looks pretty cool to me. They also have cookie jar. Here you have your cookies and your drink and your apple cider or your pumpkin spice latte, all ready to have and celebrate the spooky season. Got our napkins, comes in sets of 4, table runners, and I believe maybe I'm correct. Yeah, so they're like kitchen towels. But this is definitely a runner. Vampire Punch, a witch's brew. Wonderful branding, and look how beautiful those labels are. It's definitely like a playground for adults. These are lollipops. Interesting. Is that pumpkins or? Oh, bats, pumpkins, and skeletons. Ah. A little candy. This is what we came for, okay? I've been drooling over this witch dinnerware set for a year now. And I missed it last year because I still had a lot of dinnerware left, so I was able to sell it. This is it, the witch set. Okay, I've been waiting to come and see it in person. Let's look how pretty that is. I personally would not have chosen a black napkin for this because I just think that the spider kind of blends in and clashes a little bit. I would have probably chosen a different pattern, something a bit lighter so you could really see that spider pop. But then we have, okay, they have these cute side plates, which, yeah, they're okay. This is the gold. Okay, this gorgeous, gorgeous witch. Look at this relief here. So on this side, it has these little flowers, and then you see here, it's got these little skulls. You can actually see better right there. And then it's kind of a very traditional pattern, right? So it has that classic look, and of course you have this old hag of a witch, which is so classical, just stunning. I know we're saying stunning about an old witch, but something about the legendary witch. And these are the dinner plates. So, I mean, they've introduced these actually just this year. Last year they didn't have them. And together they are just a pretty ensemble. Look how much that pops with that black against the white. It's gorgeous. And I really love the scallop edge on all of this. It just makes dinnerware so much more special and a little bit more, again, traditional. It has a very vintage, classical feel to it. So again, what I'm gonna suggest is these are sold, the salad plates or the dessert plates, they're sold in sets of 4. And if you don't want to break the bank, you just buy the salad plates. And you can always layer them on top of coupe plates that you might have, something a little bit less fancy, but they will work as well. Anybody for a scary movie and some popcorn? That's what I'm thinking of when I see this bowl. Look at it, nice and deep. It's gorgeous, and it also has the same relief, and it's got these gorgeous skulls in there. It's just so well designed. It's a very special. This is something I'd probably hold on to for like a decade. They are dishwasher and microwave safe. Let's take a look at those little small plates that I was talking about earlier, because I believe they come in sets of 4 and they all have a different design. So they have the black raven, the snake, and then they also have the spider, the tarantula spider, and the Scorpio. And the thing that I came here for, of course, is one thing I'm gonna do is treat myself to a new mug. Now, there's this little bit of a craze where people absolutely love to buy seasonal mugs every year, and then their cupboard gets overflown with things. Now, if you've seen my kitchen, refer to the pantry organization video that I'll link below. You will know that I have like a really, really minimal space in my tiny, tiny pantry. So I will invest in a mug, one for me, one for hubby. We choose our favorite mugs. We live with them for about 5 years. And then it's time to just, get rid of those, sell them, maybe donate them, and get yourself something new. Then it's a nice treat. Look at the glassware here. Isn't that unique? For me personally, I feel like there's a lot going on this table, but they're really stylish. Just by themselves as pieces, they're just gorgeous. They're just so artisanal. Look how pretty that is. You can purchase them in a set. This is the wine glass. Martini glass. It's really cool. It kind of reminds me a little bit of a kaleidoscope, right? It's really cool. Anyway, I just think the design is brilliant. It's very modern, but it has detail. So to me, it's quite exquisite. I'd probably pair it with something a little bit more simple, just because they are quite, what's the word I'm looking for? They're statement pieces, right? I think, and so when you have a statement piece, you don't want elements to compete with one another. You want something to be a little bit more subtle and let something else kind of take center stage. Well, at least that's my approach. This jug, I've been eyeing it since last year as well. This is something that is part of their, I think, Heritage Silver Collection or Heirloom Silver Collection. but it's so beautiful. It's silver plated and it's a really nice size. And you know what's lovely about silver is that it's not quite just this cold silver like you get with steel. Silver has this gorgeous warm glow to it. It almost has like a warm overlay of patina. And so you can actually make it work with your gold elements and with your silver elements. It's very practical and it's a timeless piece. So this is something I want to add to my collection. I definitely couple this candelabra with some black candles. I think it would just suit it a little better. Here's a nice way to add a little touch of Halloween to your cocktail table. So let's say you can put these on your coffee table and just enjoy that. So again, they come in a pack of 4 and they are the same design as we saw with the cocktail plates or the small appetizer plates. So you have your snake, your Scorpio, spider, and crow or raven. And then why not, while you're at it, get yourself some witchy broom stirring sticks. This is so cool. So these are quite light and they are actually glass. They have this like etched detail, but not etched, what is this called? This detail when it's kind of cut crystal. And then this is the etching, okay? So the skull is etched. So a friend of mine for last year's Halloween as a host gift gave me a set of 4 glass skull heads. They're like wine glasses. So I'll bring them out and show them to you because they're just so lovely to drink from. It just really gets you into that Halloween spirit. Beautiful guest favor. In fact, I just got an idea. Imagine using one of these chocolate treats as a guest favor, but also as a place card. You can set one of these right on top of your plate and get your name tag and just put it right into the skull because it's soft, right? All you have to do is maybe just kind of make an incision, or you might even make an incision with the card and just place it on your plate, and you have yourself a really cool, fun treat that's also place setting. Let's say you have simple plates. Let's say this is a little too expensive. You don't want to invest in very extravagant dinnerware. You can always just buy this one runner. The price is $100, but it's still less expensive, I think, than buying the full dinnerware. Also, you can wait until they're on sale, which does happen a little bit closer to the event, to Halloween. So they'll be kind of on 20% or maybe 40% off sale. And then you can pick it up and kind of just use basic IKEA black plates. Like, I wish I could show you this right now, but there aren't really very basic plates here. But ultimately, if you had this, you would just dress it up with some napkins, maybe even just black or white napkins, but then just use your runner as a main focus, right? To draw in that theme. You can also do the opposite. Use the napkins instead and just have a basic black table runner, a white table runner, and then just use basic plates, and then just add like a little place card, you know, thematic place card that you can pick up somewhere. There's so many available now. I think I've seen some at, I think, Walmart. Anyways, I'm gonna pop some ideas in the description box for you for all of this Halloween stuff, so you can kind of take a look at the shopping list and make up your own, you know, tableware setting. Cocktail stir sticks, yeah. You know, anything at Williams-Sonoma is gonna be well crafted, but a little bit more on the pricier side. I'm pretty sure you can find something like this at HomeSense if you have the time and energy to hunt for it. What are these? Mix of 4 appetizer. Okay, these are the appetizer plates that I was showing you, the smaller ones. This is the kind of box that they come in. I really like the combination here. See how when you have such a bold color like gold, it looks so nice on a neutral. It really pops. Just like that. Let's take a look. The salad plates. Okay, they layered another napkin. Let's take a look at it. I think the main feature of the napkin is this pumpkin, so maybe folding it a little bit more thoughtfully so you could really, you know, appreciate the design. So the art of folding napkins is something that I might do for you. Please leave in the comments below if that's something that you guys are interested in. But I think that you could do so much with a napkin art just to dress up your table. And then there we have, again, the heirloom silver charger and the dinner plate. Vines, it looks like pumpkin vines, and it just has this very autumnal feel. All the, you know, wooden, dark brown, ochre, fall leaf colors. And again, this is actually a very good example of how silverware is used here. Even though the pumpkins and everything have very warm, earthy tones, using the silver and the clear glass and the silverware and the silver chargers, it still works beautifully despite the fact that they also have a few gold features. And welcome to the William Morris section. So William Morris was a very popular designer. In the past 2 or 3 years, you see this proliferation of William Morris everywhere in every home decor store. And why? Kind of like Mickey. It's now legal, so people are capitalizing on it, printing all of his beautiful artworks and prints in different variations and featuring them on your, I've seen them in cushions for your sofas, in your bed linens, and of course your tableware, from your plates to your napkins to your table runners. This is actually a really good example of using that one special smaller salad plate on top. It becomes sort of a feature plate. It's the first thing your guests see when they sit at the table. Meanwhile, around it you will notice they're just your basic white simple coupe plates, even without the charger. Yes, the charger definitely gives it that extra golden halo effect that looks phenomenal. But let's say you don't have a charger plate, that's still going to look quite lovely. This is a really good example of that. But here are the dinner plates. So let's see how it would be coupled with a dinner plate. It's very, very nice. Again, when you see that darker, it's like a teal, dark greens and blues, they're very moody. They're really allowing that lighter plate on top that's a little bit lighter green and beige to really pop. So we removed the original setting they had to see how this would look. So I personally think that this looks better on its own without the charger. This just becomes a little bit too heavy. It's too grounded, right? So I think that's probably a good call that they didn't use the gold charger. It's very gold heavy. So this variation is on the dark navy blue versus the original that we saw. These are side by side. Let's see how that's paired together. So again, this is interesting because this is where we're using a dark on dark. See how I find it less effective. It works, but it almost just melds into one another versus a lighter and a darker, punchier. So another one of my loves is these elegant, slim taper candle holders. There's something very elegant about the thin, slender profile. Is just super, super elegant. And they have the silver version as you've seen on the other table and the gold version. They're expensive, they're definitely an investment, but when something is this beautiful that you're gonna use for 10, 15, 20 years, it's an investment piece, much like fine clothing. And they have 3 lengths in these. That's your tallest. You have the medium size one as well, and the petite. Just like that. I really love these. So when I first saw them, I was so excited. William Morris patterns can be a little bit overwhelming for certain people's aesthetic. They're very Edwardian, old English kind of pattern. So there's a lot of dark greens and dark navies used with punches of orange and vibrant colors. But there's also this kind of almost an Art Nouveau aesthetic to them, where there's a lot of organic shapes, a lot of squiggles and scrolls. It can overwhelm the senses. So something like this for me is just perfect. I like my things on the subtle side. And you have these organic shapes and patterns, but just etched so beautifully and elegantly on stemware. If you've been on my channel, you know I have a fascination with stemware. So they're already setting the scene for fall and autumn. It seems like companies are starting earlier and earlier. This is kind of cool for outside with grapevines. So these fall stems, in my opinion, are so overpriced at Pottery Barn for the quality. Like, if the quality was extremely real touch and very, very realistic, okay. But today you can get same thing at HomeSense or Marshall's. And frankly, I'd say it's the same quality as Michael's. I don't want to say dollar store, but like some of them are. Some of them are great. Like these ones, right? These little hydrangea ball heads. Yeah, these are a little bit, I think a little bit better, but I was always so amazed at how overpriced these stems are. But they're beautiful from afar. You don't really see them up close. So I understand people like to invest in these, but I think bring the real nature in. You can actually just go for a nice, beautiful autumn hike, snip some branches. These are really kind of realistic though, looking. Right? Look, the little stem is so cute. The higher end items are always more muted, and you'll see that the tonality of things are a lot more realistic and true to life. That's what you're paying for. It's really pretty coloring. I definitely like that. Very autumnal. It has foxes and owls like on that large platter. It's really beautiful. It's got that like very woodland feel. So this one is a fox, and we've got a stag. It's really beautiful. So these are the viral Pottery Barn terracotta pumpkins, displayed in all of their glory, their whimsical and devilish, ghoulish glory. They are quite cute, actually. I think I underappreciated them a little bit, but I could see how for a much more modern minimalist home, this is a very popular product. So they are, I want to know if they're lanterns. Oh my God, they're so heavy. It's like, where do you put the, yeah, they are. So they have a hole at the bottom so you can put the candle inside. Where would you store this, you know? That's the thing. I think these are a match to that dinnerware that we just saw, right? You have, again, that beautiful woodlands, and it's so smart to use animals like foxes because their coloring is just perfect camouflage for fall. They have that orange and red in their coat, a little bit of black and white, so pretty. If you actually kind of look a little bit closer for the detail, it has parts of it that are embroidery, and it creates depth and dimension, right? You have some subtler prints in the back, and then you have the embroidery, which just really, really makes it pop. I have to say, I've seen these at HomeSense yesterday, and they were of a much thicker quality, much better print, and they were 1/3 of the price. These are the dark charcoal version, a little bit creepier. I would probably mix the charcoal and the terracotta together. Yeah, they do kind of look like green peppers. That's really pretty. The mums, I guess they're supposed to be. How functional are these? They're cute. It's like ghost everything the past 2 years. Little ghosty, cat ghosty. I'm gonna look up its skirt. And look at that one. It's the pumpkin and the cat sticking out of it. Really love these ghost-shaped candles. They're, again, a little bit expensive, but I feel like they have just a really cool profile to them. Year after year, you can reuse them, right? Skeleton napkin rings. I guess these are little ghosty plates. And the dinner plates. They look like that. Ghost trick-or-treaters. Okay, there's a really cute collection of mugs. Oh, a little mummy. Little tea steeper. Some table runners. Napkins. Oh, these are cute. Reminds me of you and I. Little wine glass charms, I think. I don't know if it's the same one here, but like the serveware is really awesome. Yeah, so this is a table runner piece. It's actually a little bit embroidered as well. We've added the little extra detail into the embroidery. Then you have your cheese board with your cheese cutting knives. Salsa and dip dishes, condiments, and then you have your beverage glassware and stemware. But that's really cool. Mind you, I've seen these at HomeSense as well. A few years ago. Grave diggers. Thanksgiving table. What I really like what they did here was how they used layering. They used 2 napkins to layer them together. That's quite a nice idea, right? And then you've got like a leaf foliage napkin ring. And then the dinnerware itself, very earthy tones by using a wood charger plate. And then how cute is that little turkey for your place card? Let's take a look at the dinnerware set. You have your pumpkins in your boards and the dinner plate. It's kind of like a fall harvest. And then look at how cute these are. I can't resist them, just their size alone with the wild turkey. These are butter pat dishes, but they come in different designs as well. So you could see them side by side. And then the floral one there. Just leave the napkin. Could even do that. And this is actually a really great example of how you can couple one accent piece goblet that's in color with the rest of your basic glassware. Just expensive as hell, but 2 for a large pot, it will cost you close to over $100.